The Korath Dominion ruled everything worth ruling. Their fleets were endless, their armies uncountable. They enslaved entire planets, silenced cultures, and extinguished rebellions before they could even whisper. Their propaganda echoed in every system: no resistance will be tolerated, no resistance can survive. And for 10,000 years, it was true. The Talvan tried to rise once, their crystalline warships blazing bright against Dominion dreadnoughts. They lasted 6 days. The Solari sent assassins, poisoning governors and burning supply lines. Their species was erased in 3 months. The Erythians dared to refuse tribute once. The Dominion turned their sun dark, and their world froze in. Silence. The message was clear. No species resisted. None even dreamed of it. The galaxy lived bowed, broken, chained, until humanity. When the Dominion's envoys reached Earth, they gave the same ultimatum they had given 1,000 worlds before: submit, pay, obey. Their voices were arrogant, their ships vast enough to eclipse the moon. Humanity's leaders listened. They smiled politely. Then they said no. The Dominion laughed. No was not a word the galaxy remembered. The envoys promised swift correction, a demonstration of power. They sent a fleet of 500 warships to orbit Earth, to break the species before it could breathe. But when their weapons fired, something unexpected happened. The missiles never landed. The beams never touched. Instead, human ships rose from the atmosphere, smaller, uglier, less polished than Dominion cruisers. But when they fired back, the stars themselves seemed to tear. In under an hour, the entire Dominion fleet was gone. The galaxy watched in disbelief. The rebellion that no one dared to attempt had not only begun, it had succeeded in its very first battle. At first, species whispered that it was a fluke, a trick, but humanity did not stop. They struck again, at the slave foundries of Draven. Chains melted into rivers of steel. Then they struck at the orbital citadels of Vera, tearing down defenses thought impenetrable. And with every strike they broadcast one message across the stars: we do not bow, neither should you. The word spread like fire. On worlds long, broken, slaves picked up rusted weapons. Old rebel songs, outlawed for centuries, rose again in hidden chambers. Species who had forgotten the very meaning of resistance began to remember. The Dominion responded with fury. They deployed the Black Legion's army spread only for conquest. They unleashed their planet killers, their reality twisters, weapons that had cowed the galaxy into silence for ages. But humanity stood at Caldrus Prime. 3 human fleets held the line against 20 times their number, turning the skies into fire but refusing to break. At Ithran's Moor, human marines charged into a fortress that no one had ever breached and walked out carrying the banners of every enslaved race within. The impossible was happening, for the first time in 10,000 years. The Dominion was losing. The galaxy could not comprehend it. For millennia, survival had meant obedience. Existence had meant chains. Yet here was a young species, born on a single blue world, teaching them what resistance actually meant. In the Synod of Conquered Worlds, as the Dominion trembled and fractured, a human commander spoke to every listening system: you believed resistance was suicide, that no one could stand against them. But resistance is not measured in survival, it is measured in defiance. They told you to bow, we refused. They told us to break, we fought, and now look at them. The unbreakable empire. Breaking, his voice thundered. Humanity did not come to enslave you. We came to remind you resistance lives. And if you dare rise, you will not rise alone. The galaxy erupted on 1,000 worlds. Chains shattered. On 1,000 more, rebellions flared. Where once there was only silence, now there was fire. The Dominion, mighty and eternal, began to collapse under the weight of resistance. It could no longer contain. And the galaxy understood the truth that had been buried for ages. No species dared resist, until humanity showed them how.